Welcome to our deep dive. We're tackling AI and personalized learning.
It's a hot topic for sure.
It really is. And we've got a ton of interesting sources to explore, academic papers, reports from organizations like the World Economic Forum and UNESCO.
Oh, and even some AI-generated content. I gotta love that, right?
Exactly. Bringing things to life.
Hmm.
The goal. To give everyone a clear understanding of this whole AI and education thing, what's happening, why it matters, and what we should all be watching for.
It really feels like we're on the edge of a major shift in education. AI has the potential to fundamentally change how we learn and teach.
Totally. But before we get into all the cool AI stuff, let's define personalized learning. What does that even mean?
Yeah, it's a term that gets thrown around a lot, but at its core, it's about recognizing that each student is unique.
Right, not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. Every student has their own needs, learning styles, and goals. Personalized learning aims to create individual pathways that cater to those differences.
So what works for one student might not work for another. It's about tailoring the experience.
Precisely. The U.S. Department of Education defines it as instruction tailored to the specific learning needs, preferences, and interests of diverse learners.
It makes you think of that classic study, the one about one-on-one tutoring.
Oh, you mean the 2 sigma problem?
Yeah, that's the one.
Right. Benjamin Bloom, back in 1984, he found students who received one-on-one tutoring performed 2 standard deviations better than those in traditional classrooms.
That's huge.
It is. It highlighted the potential of individualized instruction, but also the challenge of replicating that level of support at scale. And that's where AI is starting to come in.
Okay, so let's talk AI tools. What's out there that's actually making personalized learning a reality?
We're seeing a whole ecosystem emerge. One category that's been around for a while is intelligent tutoring systems.
Intelligent tutoring systems. Those sound interesting. What do they do?
Well, think of it like a human tutor, but powered by AI. They provide real-time feedback and adapt to the individual student's needs.
Cool. Like a personal AI tutor.
Exactly, and we're seeing these being used in places like South Korea. They're really leading the charge in integrating AI into education.
Any examples our listeners might recognize?
Sure, think about language learning apps like Duolingo.
Oh yeah, Duolingo. I use that.
It uses AI to personalize lessons, adjust difficulty, and even give feedback on pronunciation. That's intelligent tutoring in action. Then there are tools like Speechify. They use AI to convert text to speech.
That's helpful for students who struggle with reading.
Exactly. It's a game changer for students with dyslexia or other learning differences.
So AI is making education more accessible. That's fantastic.
And it's not just for students. Tools like Gradescope are using AI to help teachers. It streamlines grading, provides more consistent feedback, and frees up teachers' time.
That's a big help for teachers. Sounds like AI is impacting education from both ends.
Absolutely. Another big area is adaptive learning platforms. Think platforms like Coursera.
I've heard of Coursera. How are they using AI?
They use algorithms to personalize the learning experience. They analyze student data and adjust the content, pacing, even the assessments, all in real time.
So it's not everyone working through the same material at the same pace.
Right. It's about creating individual learning paths.
I like that. So what else is out there?
Well, there's AI being used to personalize reading comprehension. Tools like choice texts let students create their own reading passages and questions based on their interests.
Wow, that's a cool way to make reading comprehension more engaging. Instead of boring topics, they can explore things they're passionate about.
Exactly. It taps into their intrinsic motivation, making learning more meaningful.
All this sounds amazing, but are there any downsides to this reliance on AI?
That's a really important question. We need to be mindful of potential pitfalls. One big one is bias. These systems are only as good as the data they're trained on. If the data reflects existing biases, those biases can get amplified.
That's a critical point. We need to make sure the data is diverse and representative. And the algorithms themselves need to be designed to be fair.
Absolutely. Another concern is the digital divide. AI-powered learning relies on access to technology and the internet. If students lack that access, they'll be left behind.
Right, it could actually worsen existing inequalities.
Exactly. And then there's the worry of over-reliance on technology. We don't want AI to replace human interaction or the expertise of teachers.
It's about finding the right balance, using AI as a tool to enhance, not replace, human capabilities.
Precisely. And we also have to think about learner agency. Adaptive systems can be effective, but sometimes they're too prescriptive.
So they could limit students' ability to take ownership of their learning.
Yeah, that's the concern. We want AI to empower learners, not control them. They should be active participants, not just passive recipients.
Lots to think about. It's not just about the tech itself, but how we use it and the values we build into these systems.
Exactly. The future of AI in education is as much about ethics, equity, and human-centered design as it is about algorithms and data.
So much to consider. We've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive, from defining personalized learning to exploring the range of AI tools, and even touching on some ethical challenges.
And we're just getting started. In the next part, we'll dive into some of the most exciting developments, like large language models and their potential to transform personalized learning.
Sounds fascinating. Can't wait to explore those possibilities.
Me neither. Welcome back to our deep dive into AI and personalized learning.
I'm excited to keep going. We were just discussing the potential downsides like bias and equity issues. It's a lot to think about.
It is. We need to be careful, obviously. But alongside those challenges, there's so much potential. In this part, I want to focus on one of the most exciting developments, large language models, LLMs.
LLMs, now those sound futuristic. Are we talking ChatGPT?
Exactly. ChatGPT is a prime example. These models are trained on massive data sets of text and code. It allows them to understand and generate human language fluently, sophisticatedly. It's pretty amazing.
I've played around with ChatGPT a bit. It is impressive. But how could this type of tech be used in education? It seems like a big leap from chatbot to personalized learning tool.
It might seem like a leap, but the potential is there. Imagine every student having access to a personalized AI tutor, answering their questions, providing feedback on their writing, even tailoring its teaching style to their needs. That's the kind of power LLMs have.
Okay, that's a vision I can get behind. A personalized AI tutor for every student. It sounds like science fiction, but you're saying it's possible.
It's not science fiction anymore. LLMs can have natural conversations, human-like. They can access and process tons of information, meaning they can provide tailored explanations, customized feedback, even guidance on research projects or creative writing.
Like having an infinitely patient tutor, available 24/7. No more waiting for feedback or struggling with a tough concept, just instant support.
Exactly. And it's not just about answering questions or giving feedback. LLMs can create more interactive learning. Imagine learning history by talking to an AI that embodies a historical figure, or doing virtual science experiments with an AI lab partner. How cool would that be?
Those are some compelling examples. It sounds like LLMs could help us shift from passive learning to something much more active and engaging, students actively building their knowledge.
Exactly. That shift to active learning is crucial for developing those higher-order thinking skills, the ones that are essential in the 21st century. Critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, collaboration.
The skills employers are looking for these days. It's not just memorizing facts anymore.
Right. It's about thinking critically, solving problems, adapting to new situations.
And you're saying LLMs can help with that.
They can. Think about simulations and games that challenge students, make them think strategically, make decisions, learn from their mistakes, all powered by AI.
This feels like a big change in how we think about education. Moving away from the teacher, just imparting knowledge to a model where students explore, experiment, learn through engagement with AI.
It is a big shift. And like any big change, it comes with challenges. We have to remember those ethical considerations we talked about. Data privacy, algorithmic bias, the digital divide. We need to be proactive.
We can't just throw technology at the problem and expect it to solve everything.
I completely agree. We have to be thoughtful, use these tools responsibly, make sure they promote equity and ethical practices.
It's complex. We have this incredible potential to personalize learning, make it more engaging and effective. But we have to be careful. It feels like a pivotal moment in education.
It is. As we move forward, it's crucial to have these conversations. Educators, students, policymakers, the whole community need to be involved in shaping the future of AI in education.
Are there real-world examples of this happening now?
Yeah.
Schools or institutions using LLMs in innovative ways?
There are some really exciting initiatives. In the final part of our deep dive, we'll explore some of those. Look at the successes, the challenges, and the lessons learned.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
It's one thing to talk about potential, but it's even more interesting to see AI in action, making a real difference. Welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. We've covered personalized learning, AI tools, even those mind-blowing large language models.
A lot of ground covered for sure, from the theory to the ethics.
Now I'm ready for some real-world examples. Show me AI in action. Are there success stories that prove AI can actually transform education?
Absolutely. Let's start with a program in Brazil called Letras.
Letrous.
It's designed to tackle literacy challenges, something that's a big issue in many parts of the world. And it's having amazing success improving students' writing skills.
Okay, that's interesting. How does it work? What's the secret to their success?
They use AI to give personalized feedback on writing, grammar, vocabulary, structure, the whole 9 yards.
So it's not just pointing out mistakes, it actually gives suggestions for improvement.
Exactly. It's like an AI writing coach, helping students pinpoint weaknesses and build their skills.
I like that. And it's not just the students benefiting, right?
Right. Letras also gives teachers data and insights into student progress.
So they can adapt their teaching, be more effective.
Exactly, empowering both students and teachers, and the results. Letras is now the official literacy program for all high schools in Espírito Santo, a state in Brazil.
Wow, that's impressive.
It's not just about scores either. Students are saying they feel more confident in their writing, and that can have a big impact on their lives.
That's fantastic. It's inspiring to see AI making a real difference. Any other examples you want to share?
Let's hop over to West Africa. There's Kabaku Academies. It's an edtech startup focused on empowering young people in a region with limited job opportunities.
That sounds important. How are they using AI?
They're big on experiential learning, connecting students with mentors and giving them chances to apply their skills to real problems.
Real-world experience. That's valuable.
And they've integrated AI through a 247 virtual mentor, accessible through an app.
A virtual mentor. That's cool. How does that work?
The AI mentor gives advice, resources, feedback on assignments. Imagine having a guide available anytime to answer questions, offer encouragement, help you stay on track. It's especially helpful for students who might not have those traditional mentorship opportunities.
I can see how that would be empowering. Everyone has a chance to succeed, no matter their background.
Exactly. And it's working. Kabaku reports their students are seeing a big increase in income within 6 months of finishing the program.
Wow. They're gaining skills, building networks, and launching careers. Amazing.
It really is. It shows how AI can create opportunities, even in places facing big challenges.
These success stories are great to hear. But we talked about the downsides too, right? Data privacy, bias. How are these initiatives addressing those concerns?
Those are big questions. And the people running these programs know it. They're prioritizing transparency and accountability. And they're constantly evaluating their systems. It's not just about using the tech, it's about using it ethically.
That's good to hear. Sounds like there's a real focus on finding that balance between innovation and doing things the right way. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, any final thoughts?
We've seen how powerful AI can be, personalizing learning, improving outcomes, making education more equitable and engaging. But technology is just a tool. The real magic happens when we use it thoughtfully, human-centered design, and a commitment to tackling those ethical challenges.
I love that. It's been an amazing journey exploring this topic. AI has the potential to completely change education, but it's up to all of us to make sure that change benefits everyone.
I agree. The future of learning is being shaped right now. Let's make it a future where technology helps everyone reach their full potential.
What a great way to end our deep dive. Thanks for joining me. It's been a fantastic conversation.
My pleasure. Until next time.